What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Jaguars Fan Battle Podcast, a member of the Fan Battle Sports Network. I am one of your hosts, Matthew G., joined by Cody Cold, co-host.
What's up, everybody?
And our special guest for this week, might I say Victory Tuesday, Josh Sr., an unfortunate fan of the Indianapolis Colts. Also, I believe you're a commentator for their for the Colts branch of the Fan Battle Network. Is that correct?
Horseshoe Mob.
Yes, the Big Horseshoe Mob, the best podcast on the network.
Well, that's debatable. That's debatable. Well, we appreciate Josh coming on. He actually, we'll give him a little plug here. He has a show going on here in about 20 minutes himself. But we wanted to get a Colts perspective of this past week's win for the Jags and loss by the Colts. I know for myself, at least, being outside of Indy, I'm curious as to how the Colts feel coming out of that game. I know there were a lot of positives for you guys. Your defense looks ridiculous. Franklin, holy crap.
He got drug tested. He got drug tested.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they popped him for a random after that.
He got drug tested for that.
Random.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, 18 tackles. Yeah, they got his ass. They tagged him for
that. A beast.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, from any standpoint, let me hurry up. From any standpoint, we still. I mean, that's a bright future ahead. I mean, yeah, we ended with a loss, but there's always more victories. Which, after that game, we feel good about it. I mean, like you said, the defense was outstanding, and made Trevor Lawrence uncomfortable in all four quarters, except the last couple of minutes of that fourth quarter where he started cooking, him and ETN, and a lot of the guys. Who you got the tight end, Evan Ingram went off. You got Zay Jones went off, and of course Kevin Ridley. The guy been gone for 2 years, almost 2 years, and he went off.
What was that? I guess he
paparazzi. It's the paparazzi.
Yeah, somebody at the door. Yeah, he's a real popular guy, dude. Look at him. Hey, who was that lady?
Breaking Bad Indianapolis over here.
Who was that lady, dude?
That's my lady.
Man got a lady friend.
Yes, but for the Colts standpoint, I mean, offense was, very, very, very conservative. There's drives where we could have ultimately took a big lead, but we was, run, or, a couple of passes where we should have just got in the end zone, but we went 3 and out multiple times, putting that great defense back on the field again, which ultimately worn out at the end. Run game is non-existent. We definitely need Jonathan Taylor re-signed as soon as possible, at least after week 5.
Yeah, that, like I said earlier, that defense from the Colts, I was expecting, year in, year out, the Colts typically have a pretty solid team. On both sides of the ball. I think this year the offensive side is not near as strong as their defensive side. But I believe in years past, what's derailed the team was the injury bug. And so I would assume the Colts will win a lot more games this year than people thought they would.
Sure.
Riding on the back of that crazy good defense, so long as they can stay healthy.
Yeah, so Saturday we did a special episode. It was the Jags shoe battle. So we had members of the Jaguars Fan Battle, me and Ammo, and then we had Horseshoe Mob. There was Chase, Chris Jackson, and Josh Sr. And I asked the question, I was like, where do y'all see the final record for the Colts being? And they all said like at least six wins. So after watching that game, whatever, I feel like they're gonna win more than 6. And because Anthony Richardson didn't look like this was his first time in the NFL. Like, he looked good. He looked better than what I thought he would have looked like. There's a lot of first time NFL quarterbacks that they get out there and just throw interceptions or whatever, and then they're questioning whether or not they should be benched and stuff. the real thing that, like, if I was a Colts fan, I would have hope for. It was towards the end of the game where Anthony Richardson took off his play call sheet off his wrist, threw it on the sidelines, and just tried to run the ball down our throats. And ultimately ended up getting hurt and then benched for Gardner Minshew. But that is the sign of a killer. Like, that dude wants to play quarterback and he wants to win. And yeah, if I was a Colts fan again, I would have a lot of high hopes for somebody like that.
I don't know if we've lost Josh. I know Josh is he's got a storm rolling in, so for our viewers and our listeners, he'll be popping in and out. But while we have him, we're gonna stick to the Colts for a little bit. And I think from my perspective of AR's debut, you kind of talked about it, Cody. He was a lot for me as well. He was way more impressive than I was anticipating him to be, because having watched him in college and the pure garbage he put out on the field down in Gainesville, I mean, it's not his fault. The Gators are just probably the worst team ever. But he was horrible in Gainesville. And what I was honestly expecting was for him to come out and try to light the world on fire. And by doing that, get himself into some sticky situations and essentially lose the game for them. They didn't lose the game because of his mistakes. They didn't win the game because of him either. But I was impressed. Obviously, the coaches had a lot to do with that. I'm sure they did. They had a pretty conservative game plan for him. But he did have some inaccurate throws, some very inaccurate throws, a lot of what we had seen when he was in college. But I think it's very promising if you're a Colts fan. Again, this is coming from a Jaguars fan's perspective. So I was impressed with that. And their defense is just ridiculous. I know I've said it before, but holy crap. Our offensive line didn't help. It was a little bit of both. We had a really bad offensive front, and they had a really good defensive front. Yeah. So maybe we made them look a little bit better. Plus, defenses on the first week of the season anyways, they're a little bit more polished than the offenses are anyways. So I'm sure that played a little bit into it. But
yeah, 100%.
But their offense didn't help their defense at all either. Man, they have no pass catching weapons whatsoever. And I was talking to another fan, Hurry. She's part of the Colts Fan Battle Network as well. Who's talking about how they don't have one.
The horseshoe
they have
mob.
a two. They have a two at best. Maybe a bunch of threes running around there. So.
So, one of the comments, as a Colts fan, AR is going to need to learn how to baseball slide.
Yeah.
He lowered his shoulder like a running back, and he laid there.
Yeah, we love to see that grit, right? We love to see the players go out there and put it on the line every play. But when you're the guy that gets the ball every single play, you probably shouldn't put your body on the line every single play like he did, or he's going to have a very short, but probably very highlight-ridden career. But we'll see. A lot more promise there than I thought there was going to be. Appreciate the comment, Howard.
I was talking about this too, like gone are the days of the Brian Urlachers and Ray Lewis and stuff like that, because quarterbacks would not think of stepping out in the streets with the killers, dude. but now it's like, it's kind of sweet out there, until like something like what happened to Anthony Richardson happens.
Yeah,
I thought, you said that Gardner Minshew was going to come in. I thought that he was going to come in too, but I didn't think it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
If it wasn't
because of the injury, I thought it was going to be poor play, or we were going to be beating him so bad.
Yeah, honestly, like it's so weird to me, because I was like, Jags by 50, whatever. I say that, regardless of what happens, and one of these days is going to come true. But I honestly didn't think it was going to be as close as it was.
No, it's not.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. No, it's not. No, it's not. Come on, Cody. Stop that.
This is why we got Josh on, so he can keep me in check. No, man,
we're not the Giants.
No, it's just one of those like speaking into existence kind of things. If I just keep saying it, eventually
it's not Christmas.
All right, I don't know. It feels like Christmas. This Jaguars team that used to not be good at all, whatever, and now we're competing for the playoffs and stuff like that. So
Carrying the division.
yeah.
The only winning record in the entire division.
Oh, if your team is 1-0, raise your hand. What are you doing, hand? You going up? Oh, my hand's going up. Oh, there it is. Josh, where's your hand? Where's your hand, Josh?
I'm burgers. I'm
No,
grilling burgers.
Oh, okay.
Well, any other comments on your team? Your outstanding wide receiver play, Josh?
Well, today, since it's it was decent. We had Pittman had like 97 yards. 28 of it was on a big play that you guys couldn't stop. I appreciate that. But I mean, we had KJ Hamlin visit today to add to those weapons, and hopefully that helps in the long run.
Yeah. The Jags are decent. I mean, our offense is slowed down during the game. They actually talked about that during the offseason. Trevor said that we got to get out there and start in the first half how we start in the second half, because apparently we've been a second half team, and we saw the same sort of rhythm that they've been putting out since last season. So yeah,
I think he meant his team, the Colts, slowed it down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad.
He's a Colts
fan.
fan.
He's a Colts fan. Okay.
He was giving props to us, but then saying their offense was it slowed it down, which I assume he's saying they were better once they slowed it down.
Hey, this question is for Josh. How high are you on Anthony Richardson now that you've seen him play versus the offseason?
I'm high as Snoop Dogg. I'm high as Snoop Dogg, man. I mean, the guy you saw it Sunday. The guy had poise, man. Even though you guys, had a quick score in that first quarter, he came back and ran in for a touchdown, and he, jumped up and did the salute. It was just, you saw that he had the juice in him. He's ready. Yeah. It's just that we got to be conservative and protect him from himself, because he will play the hero ball, and we don't want that in Indy. We want him to take his time and read through his progressions, make the right read, and then the pass. And if he got to run it, but just don't do too much right now.
Yeah, he's playing like he has a 1-year contract. For sure.
He's definitely. I mean, like you said at the end, when he got that hit, he took that play calling glove off, and he went out there, tried to run it in for a touchdown and got knocked out.
Yeah.
Can't have that. So, I mean, but he's fine. They say he's fine after the game. He said that he was a little bruised, but he'll play against Texas next week.
I think Cam Newton would have got that touchdown.
Well, he tried, man. I mean, even though it wouldn't matter, because we had time ticking. I think we didn't have any timeouts left. It wouldn't matter after the score, because we had to go for an onside kick and then go out and score again. So it would have been kind of difficult.
Yeah,
for a rookie quarterback. Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I'm still impressed. Huh?
What did you say, Matt?
I was saying, I wonder if that last play was, or them not going for it or getting a field goal or anything, was not them giving the game, but like, hey, let's just save some injuries, prevent possibility of injuries. I don't know. I kind of going back to what Josh was saying about AR. I talked a lot about during the off season that I still think he's either the biggest boom or biggest bust. And I think for week one, at least, the scale teetered towards a big boom, because he had, with his bust potential, he just, if he lets his mind, let's see, how do I say this? If he doesn't listen to the coaches, if he doesn't stick to the game plan and tries to go off willy-nilly and do his own thing, I think that's where, try to rely on his legs versus the X's and O's. I think that's what's going to hurt him, because he is talented. We've seen it. He's got some crazy athletic ability, but he just really needs to sit there and learn from the coaches and go off of what the coaches are telling them. And I think he has really good chances to be successful in this league for many years. And again, I think this past Sunday, I mean, it's only 1 week, but I think it was a good sign for Colts fans, because if he can really, because again, he's super talented. He could run off at any play and go down the field, but he could also, get trucked and be out for a season with a, broken something. So I think Colts fans should be very excited for the future. Hesitant excitement, right? Reserved excitement. I think
it's gonna be game by game.
Yeah,
it's gonna be game by game, but I don't see a buzz in there because we have the right coach that's going to coach him. It's not like we got Jeff Saturday or Frank Wright or Chuck Pagano. We got the right coach that's going to coach him up, and I mean, we have a future to look ahead of.
Yeah, I agree with that. Man,
and as long as the coach,
there's just something about like the Indianapolis Colts and picking good quarterbacks, and I think y'all got another one.
Yeah,
which is unfortunate for us. Yeah,
stuck for luck and Peyton Manning. Yeah, it'll be interesting. If the ownership and the coaching staff are all in kumbaya, understand, hey, this is a very raw, talented quarterback we have. We really need to, kind of like Josh said, week by week, take 1 week at a time, not trying to make him Cam Newton by midseason, right? It might take 2 or 3. I mean, look at Josh Allen for the Bills. The guy first couple seasons was, I mean, if it weren't for his legs, he probably would be in the Canadian Football League. But those first couple seasons where he developed, he's now top tier quarterback. And I think, and I hate to say it being a Jags fan, the AR has potential to do the same thing as long as everyone's willing to wait. And, to be honest, y'all's ownership, man, who knows what they might do tomorrow? Who knows what they might say tomorrow? So anything's possible over there.
Trying to share this to more of the groups that we're in so people could see this.
Theo White says AR doesn't have the weapons yet. It's true.
I mean,
that
was
defense, though, it kind of stinks. It kind of stinks that you have, like, I don't want to say championship caliber defense, but a very solid defense. But it's going to be a couple years before your offense will equal that same level. So, but the defense can help carry the team.
I mean, they could have did something cool last season and got like Calvin Ridley, but
Howard in comments says, I don't know about top tier because Josh Allen is a turnover machine. I mean, three interceptions to what one player, right? It was one player that caught all 3, I believe, right? Yesterday.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I think he threw 3 interceptions, and I think all 3 went to one player. So, I mean, maybe, yeah, he said, yeah. So, maybe they just had a good connection. I don't know.
He's my soulmate. Selling it over to him.
On the plane ride home, he's like telling his agent to reach out to ownership and say, hey, we need to pick that guy up because he can catch every ball that throws away.
Yeah.
All right, Josh. I know you got to get
first.
going, and as much as I want to make this a Colts lover show, I don't. So, what? Any last words before we let you go?
Yeah, we're not getting swept, and it was always the Colts.
Okay. All right, man. Yeah, everybody check him out. His show goes on next. The Horseshoe Mob. Check him out.
And they're interviewing Megan Hall, which is she's a really good Colts reporter. So
nice.
Yeah, she's super nice.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on, guys. And I'll come on again another time. Yeah, the next time we play.
All right, sounds good, man.
All right, man. Later. All right. Well,
now there's just me and you here, and we saw all these other quarterbacks just bomb, like the top 10 quarterbacks list or whatever, and Trevor's at 8 or 9 or whatever. What the hell is going on? And has this not been what I've been saying all off season? Like I have evidence of this now because I've been doing this podcast. I even asked you. I said if you could start over a team from scratch or whatever with Joe Burrow or Trevor Lawrence, and you said, tell them what you said. Come on, let's hear it.
And still today, if
No.
I was an owner and I was starting a franchise over not from potential, but for what they've done up to now and what I've known they've done and what I know that they can do, I would take Joe Burrow over Trevor Lawrence. I mean, a guy who's taken his team to the Super Bowl with an offensive line that was worse than ours this past week.
Listen, Josh Burrow is or Joe Burrow is overrated. Josh Allen is overrated. Come on, man.
No.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow is not overrated. Listen, I love the homer. I love the homerism, but a guy who takes his team, who takes his team to the Super Bowl, Trevor Lawrence hasn't taken us to the Super Bowl.
Are you kidding me?
Trevor Lawrence hasn't taken us to the Super Bowl.
4 turnovers.
Trevor Lawrence hasn't taken us to the Super Bowl.
And he came back from that deficit. Josh Allen just had 4 turnovers, and he's on the cover of Madden. And he didn't come back to Zach Wilson. To a Zach Wilson-led Jets. You would have thought Aaron Rodgers or whatever came back and traded jerseys. Because he's out there playing. Yeah. Come on, man. And some of those can we just talk about like one thing that throw to Calvin Ridley between the two defenders? Just right in that seam. Name another quarterback that can make that throw. And it ain't Joe Burrow. It isn't.
I don't know, man.
It isn't.
That was a crazy pass.
You asked Joe Burrow to make that same throw and it's a pick 5 times out of 5.
I'd say definitely Patty Mahomes.
Yeah, that's my list right now. Mahomes 1, Trevor Lawrence 2.
I think Josh Allen could do it too. The dude's got a cannon.
I can't.
I think there's a lot of quarterbacks that can do that.
Josh, no, not anymore.
Listen,
if you would have said that during the offseason or whatever, I would have had some
You don't have a full body of work.
I've been quietly second guessing myself, but not anymore. I'm here speaking the good Trevor word. All right, I am a believer, right? And one day, everybody else is going to get, on the same path. We're going to get all in one accord, just like the Lord said.
I am a firm believer in Trevor Lawrence and that he will take over this league. But for today, and only we're only week 1, right? I mean, according to what you're saying, Derek Carr is a top 5 quarterback.
Let's get these.
Brock Purdy is a top 3 quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let's get these.
I think it's a little early to say, but I'm a believer. Right. No matter what I say about all this stuff, I do firmly believe in Trevor Lawrence.
It's never early, to believe, right? This is how the Red Sox season started when they haven't won the World Series in 86 years or whatever. They were holding up the signs and stuff.
I hate the Red Sox.
All I'm saying is that I'm on that bandwagon. I'm on that board or whatever, and I'm on it early, and I'm on it now because I know people are going to jump on it later. So let's get to the comments. I just want to see this real quick.
Theo, that was a battle for a while. They gave us a fight.
Yeah, the Colts
did. And I think part of it was we didn't live up to our potential, but it's week 1.
Yeah, it didn't live up to the potential, and Trevor still found a way to put up 31. That's right. Not saying that he did all those, but he was a big part of it.
He was. Yeah. Trevor should be top 3.
Top 3, yep.
Josh Allen from Buffalo is overrated.
Overrated. Let's go, baby. He's on the cover of Madden, dude, and they got him as better stats than that. Like that junk is ridiculous, dude. Like I think like week 6, people are gonna start turning their heads, turning around and stuff like that. Whatever, being like, man, Cody was right.
You think what?
Week 6.
So you're gonna be on bandwagon when y'all lose to the Chargers next week?
You mean Chiefs Chiefs, and we're gonna beat the Chiefs.
I think we're gonna beat the Chiefs. That's definitely like 40% homerism. I think
You froze on my end big time, dude.
yeah, dang it. My internet's like super sucky right now. I apologize. Yeah, no worries, man.
So 40% homerism is where it cut off at. Go ahead.
Oh, so I'm 40% homerism, 60%. I think we can do it. Especially like, I mean,
go ahead.
Say again?
No, you go ahead. Sorry. I keep cutting you off.
Chris Jones, their best defensive player. Yeah, he signed and he's going to play this Sunday, but he's not going to be up to full speed. The guy's going to play. He's not going to be 100%, and he's not going to be able to be out there for every snap. So, that neutralizes his threat. I think we can really do it. And plus, we're home, right?
Yeah.
I don't know because I have to lose the Lions. They got a chip on the shoulder. They do have a chip
on
their shoulder.
Leave. They're going to leave with one too.
But we're talented.
We're going to put a chip on the other shoulder. Godspeed to whoever gets.
We're home,
week 3.
So we got a home field advantage. We're home. We got home field advantage, and we got a chip on our shoulder from when we lost to them last year twice. So we're ready to take them on at home and beat them at home.
It means more to the Jaguars. It means more to us, and we're going to be at home. So it's like, come on, man. I don't know. Like after seeing, and we just had a game, whatever, that wasn't like, it wasn't solid or whatever. There was some miscues. The rhythm wasn't there and all that stuff, whatever. Imagine they get that together. And we scored 31 points when it wasn't clicking. So imagine if it does. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping that it does. I'm hoping that I see that Jaguars or whatever show up, because that's the ones that need to. Is Kadarius Toney there or whatever? Did somebody donate him some hands yet? Matt's dying and lagging, dude. Come on. It's just me. Welcome to the Cody Cold Gaming Show. What's going on, everybody? The only way they lose if their wide receivers core keeps dropping passes. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Somebody has to donate their hands, cut their hands off, and then donate them to Kadarius Toney for him to catch another football. That's how I personally feel. Yeah, and it's just like
some giant. Oh, go on.
So Tyreek Hill is playing in Miami, right? Amon-Ra St. Brown or whatever is playing in Detroit. Like, I mean, you're paying. I guess it's because like they're paying Patty Mahomes so much money or whatever that it's hard to keep those types of weapons around. But he doesn't have them anymore, and they're going to suffer the consequences of that through this season. Like Travis Kelce, is he playing? Is he playing or is he out?
I think he's playing.
Oh, he's playing? Okay. So that's going to be the core difference between them, in the Lions game versus like what they do here in Jacksonville. Because that's his like favorite target, whatever. And we got pieced up last year by tight ends. But here's the thing. I want the Chiefs to be just as good as they can be when they play the Jags. So when the Jags win, they won't have zero excuses. They'll have no excuses. What do you think?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, Theo White's right. He's about a 50-50 because he was a scratch right before the game.
All right, I'm gonna do this right now. Lord, please heal Travis Kelce to 100% health so he can play the Jaguars. So there's no excuses when the Chiefs lose in Duval. Amen.
Yeah, so I think the Chiefs, from what I understand, Mahomes is actually on a very team-friendly contract. He took that 10-year contract. So spread out the money over the years. I think they're regretting not keeping Tyreek Hill, especially after what he did last week and after what his team did this past week. I think they kind of regret not keeping Hill, and I think it's part of the reason why they signed Jones so quickly. Because I think if this past week hadn't happened to the Chiefs the way it did, I think Jones is still holding out. But I think the
Yeah.
Chiefs realized, holy crap, we do need to start keeping our players, right? Our impactful players. That's something the Jaguars have had to learn the hard way over and over and over and over again. Say what you want about Jalen Ramsey. The guy is one of the best players at his position in the league. Yes, he's on his third team already in the NFL, but the guy is impactful when he's in the game. And fortunately, the Jaguars learned. We kept Evan Ingram, right? So hopefully, as these contracts keep coming up over the years, we're going to be able to keep these impactful players and win not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. you know what I'm saying? All those Super Bowls. I don't understand why they got rid of Hill. I thought it was a stupid move. I feel like they were thinking kind of like in Green Bay. Like in Green Bay, they never got. Well, gosh, they had Devontae Adams, but they let him walk, right? They just assumed Aaron Rodgers could lift the talent around him, which he did. But it's a lot easier when you have an actual number one. And so I think they're realizing, holy crap, maybe we do need to keep these weapons around if we want to.
Here's my deal. They need to figure out how to like negotiate these contracts for quarterbacks better, because this is the same thing that happened to Andrew Luck. Like they didn't beef up that offensive line. He was getting his shit rocked or whatever, like every couple of plays and stuff, enough to where like, you know what, like playing football isn't fun anymore. So now they're giving like these major quarterbacks in the NFL, whatever, these, you know, insane contracts, $250 million for like 5 years, stuff like that, whatever. And then with all that money tied up or whatever, like how are they going to go after like, you know, other big name guys or whatever, along with paying like the rest of their players? And I think that's the notion that they're got. The same thing that they did with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay or whatever. The same thing they did with Andrew Luck and the Colts. They're doing to Joe Burrow right now. They're going to do to Patrick Mahomes, and they're probably, you know, hopefully this doesn't happen, but Trevor Lawrence is coming up on that big contract too, whatever. So how are we going to pay, like, you know, these top name players to come and play here or whatever, when our quarterback is going to have most of our damn salary cap tied up in his contract?
Yeah. The Jaguars historically have been pretty good about doing salary cap jujitsu. So I trust in them. I think they can do it. It's just a game, right? I mean, you just got to figure out how the numbers work on the paper. Speaking of contracts, you're going to pay y'all running back when it's time?
That's a good question, and I think so. I'm leaning towards no, because we just drafted Tank Bigsby in the last draft. So I'm thinking that Matt is shaking his head because he didn't do too good yesterday. But the only reason that I don't think that they're going to whatever is because they already picked up a running back, and it's like they're playing that game early. Is what it seems like to me. It's like here's your replacement. He's right there. Try that JT stuff if you want to. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, I think
that's my opinion.
I think we keep Etienne. I think we figure out a way to keep him because he's the modern day running back, right? He can run the ball, but he can also catch. Tank Bixby can pop it to the defender for an easy interception. So Tank, I know it's only week 1, and I'm sure he can get out of my doghouse, but right now he's not even in the doghouse. He doesn't deserve the doghouse. He deserves to be outside the doghouse, even with this touchdown. He had a horrible game, and I really hope he's not the future of our franchise.
Here's the thing, though. Like, they're going to figure out how to pay Josh Allen. They're going to figure out how they're going to pay Calvin Ridley. You know, there's like so many other names, and I don't feel like how high is ETN on that list of like must keeps.
I mean, look at the Rams during their Super Bowl run. They signed so many people to so much money, and they worked out, right? It's just a matter of jiu-jitsuing that the salary cap. It's really all it is.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. Yeah, and Howard, I believe he is too. I'm just talking about on the level of priority versus the other people that we got to figure out how to keep on this team. And I know Ridley's playing on a 1-year deal, and then Josh Allen is coming up on a contract year. and there's only one franchise tag, so one of them has to get paid if we want to keep them.
Ridley will get paid. Josh Allen will most likely get the tag. I think right now is where I'm thinking. I think Ridley. Again, it's only week 1. We have a whole season to figure this out. But as of week 1, I'm of the opinion that you give the Ridley the long-term contract. Josh Allen, if we can't figure out the money, just tag him. But if you tag him, he's still getting paid up there with the top 10 or top 5 average at his position. So I could see them figuring out a contract. And again, it's just all about working the numbers. The Rams did it for several years. They got a Super Bowl. I think we'll figure it out.
Yeah, but I don't know, like the comparison to the Rams, because the Rams today isn't the Rams of when they won the Super Bowl. I mean, it's not like they held it together. You know what I mean?
No, but they had the talent, and they put all the talent together with the money, and they weren't in salary cap hell, and they're still not. They just a lot of the egos got into play, and their coach. The coach went all weird on them. So that was just the whole thing is really weird. But they got the ring, man. That's at the end of the day, it's all that matters. By the way, we are gonna finally beat y'all in Jacksonville. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Howard thinks that they're actually gonna win in Jacksonville. When we were pure garbage, we were still beating y'all in Jacksonville. When we shouldn't have. 100% shouldn't have. And it's 100% any given Sunday within a division rival. So I will give you that. But I think this Jaguars team is different. We have a coach that can coach the heck out of them. We got a leader in Trevor Lawrence. Our defense, I think we have some players that are stepping up to the plate, and I think they're going to prevent us from losing games that we're supposed to win. And that's one of them.
Yeah. I feel like the team that the Colts bought in week 1 is the best that it's going to get.
Is the best what?
That is the best that it's going to get for them. Like that is their team. Like that was 100%, like hardly any mistakes or whatever that you couldn't like already count on from rookies and stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
No, this team is not the 2017 Jags. 2017 Jags was an anomaly. That was a defense that scored on defensive side that will never be replicated again. That was a crazy team. And obviously the next year we saw what happened. Again, the defense couldn't replicate what it did in the year past, and then egos got in the way.
Egos. It was Tom Coughlin, dude.
I do see the Colts this year, though. I think their defense will come out and play every single week. Hopefully, they don't get their injuries that they always get. But the offensive side, I think Anthony Richardson, I think he'll have a couple games where he's going to pop off this year, and he'll help them win a game. I think most games he'll either be neutral as far as the outcome or hurt them. But I think there'll be a couple games this year where Anthony Richardson's going to pop off, and everyone's going to be like, dang, they got a bright future.
Yeah.
But that's not going to be against the Jags. All the money spent.
Yeah, I guess going from 2017, we spent all that money in free agency, to 2018 when it was gone.
Miles Jack wasn't down.
Yep, for sure.
He retired, didn't he? Right?
Yeah.
He went to the Steelers last year, and then they didn't pick him up. And didn't he? I think he signed with the team, right? And then he just retired. He just got tired.
Yeah. Who did he sign with? I forgot.
It was either the Panthers or the Commanders, or I think someone in the NFC South. But no. So we've talked a lot about the Colts. Philly. I was completely wrong.
Yeah. It was.
Anthony, what's up, man? Man, I can catch. So we talked a lot about the Colts. I kind of just want to give my thoughts. We're right at the 40-minute mark. We want to keep it short and sweet because nobody wants to listen to this talk for an hour. So
yeah, they
do. These are my thoughts coming out of the game. The play calling was horrendous. We found out before the game that Doug Peterson was relinquishing the play calling duties to the offensive coordinator, and I wasn't too pleased with the play calling.
Press Taylor.
Press Taylor, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Press Taylor is the OC. I wasn't too pleased. I know that Jeff Lageman, I'd listened to what he had said about the game, and he said he was 50-50. He kind of gave him some out, saying maybe Trevor Lawrence did some of those calls at the line, but if that's the way that we're going to be play calling, I think Doug Peterson needs to take that back for the rest of the season, but we'll see. It's only week 1, so I don't want to be overacting. Trevor Lawrence picked up right where he left off. He was the man. That interception was, I'd say the interception was partially on him and the running back because, I mean, he threw a good pass, but he also threw to running back who doesn't typically catch the ball to the backfield, so I'll give him that. I'm kind of giving the running back an out, but Travis Etienne, he is the number 1. Tank Bixby, he is in the doghouse, and he has a lot that he needs to do to get out of it, at least for me. Calvin Ridley is him. I think each week, and we've talked about this in the offseason, I think each week it's going to be somebody different. This week it was Ridley. I think Ridley's going to have a very big impact as far as pass catching, but I think there's going to be another player each week that's going to pop off because we just have too many weapons that you can't keep them down. It's going to be Ingram's going to pop off one week. Zay Jones is going to pop off. Christian Kirk. And people are saying, what, Christian Kirk disappeared. I think part of it was they force-fed Ridley a little bit. But also, I mean, if Ridley's open, I mean, there's only one ball. And Kirk will get his. Kirk will get his. I know some people are upset about that, but so offensive line, whew, y'all got some work to do. Poor Trevor Lawrence, man. Fortunately he's got it all up here and he's got some nice legs, so he bailed them out a few times. But they got some work to do as far as protecting T-Law and then our defense. It was nice to see Josh Allen and especially Josh Allen really show up and put some numbers on the stat sheet. I had seen someone post some stuff that Josh Allen, when you look like do a deep dive into everything, he really wasn't as good as what, he put on paper. But for my eyeballs, I was pretty happy with what he did. Campbell, obviously, he picked up again right where he left off last year. It was nice to see that he got a interception in the first game, showing people that he's the real deal. And special teams is they didn't lose the game. So, Jamal Agnew, man, that was tough seeing him when they put him on offense because every play he got the ball on offense, it went for negative yardage. So I don't know, maybe we don't need to put him on offense. Save his talents for the special teams. We got plenty of people on the offensive side of the ball that can make some plays. So that's kind of my quick rundown of what I thought.
All right, just a couple of things. It's so weird to me. I've never heard the term 3 quiet sacks. I've never heard that. Never heard anybody say that ever, right? But that's what they're saying about Josh Allen. But if you go back and look at, everybody's comments about Aiden Hutchinson, oh my God, he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Look at all those quarterback pressures. Are you kidding me? 3 sacks, dude. And I don't care if people didn't notice them, whatever, because of all the other hype that was going on around the field. 3 sacks for Josh Allen. And 0 for Aiden Hutchinson. 1 for Trayvon Walker. I mean, so I just wanted to get that off my chest. The other thing, one of the comments, Howard, right there at the bottom. Oh, and what's up, Anthony? Ammo. Zay Jones, though. Dude, that catch for the touchdown in the end zone was incredible. I mean, we had people at 1010XL that were telling us that Zay Jones is getting flown under the radar or whatever as far as this wide receiver group. And I've been telling people I was like, we have all these weapons. I was like, we have Christian Kirk, we have Zay Jones, we have Evan Ingram, we have Calvin Ridley, we have Jamal Agnew. The Jamal Agnew thing, the what you said, yeah, he went for a negative yards, but that punt return lit a fire in the offense, or whatever, and pushed us in the fourth quarter to go out.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Save him for the special teams. We got enough people on wide receivers and running backs.
I give credit to the Colts defensive line because Agnew comes in for a lot of like jet sweeps, behind whatever. And it takes a while to develop those. The defensive line, the Colts defensive line just got through or whatever and shut it down early. That don't stop though. Don't just keep him on special teams or whatever and quit doing that, because that works. When it works, it works. And we seen that last year a couple of times. So for teams that maybe like aren't as stacked as for the as the Colts on the D line or whatever. But yeah, I love, one of my favorite things in life is seeing a Jamal Agnew jet sweep, and you're over here saying that he shouldn't do it.
I know,
Dude,
but we have enough.
when-
We have enough weapons on offense. Let's
when me and
save
you
those
disagree-
special legs for.
When me
Let's
and you
save those special
disagree,
legs for
it's
special
always
teams.
something that I feel so passionate about. Like
I know. But wouldn't you hate for him to come on a jet sweep and like bust his ankle when he's out for the season? You know what I'm saying? Like, we've got enough weapons on offense. Why potentially risk our special teams weapon because he is a weapon?
Because it's like it's fresh legs or whatever. It gives like
Fresh legs.
It gives the defense a different look. Just things like that. Whatever. It's I don't know. Like it's a special.
Ridley,
It's
Christian
a special
Kirk,
thing.
Evan
It's a
Ingram,
special thing.
Strange, Etienne. I mean, Zay Jones. We
Yeah.
have so many weapons.
there's-
It's not, to me. It's not worth
and
it. He does.
And shoot them all. Shoot them all, man. Come on, like I want to.
I mean, that's like
we
saying,
have
hey,
the firepower. We have the firepower.
that's like saying, hey, let's
Let
put
freedom-
Agnew.
Let freedom ring.
It's like saying, hey, let's put Agnew and Ridley on special teams. Shoot them all. That, to me, that just doesn't make sense. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense. I mean, there's only one person catching the punt returns. But anyway, Zay has been clutch. Yes, he has.
Oh, did you want to read this one right here?
Not only 3 sacks, but he decleated the running backs at least twice. Yes.
Dude. And did you hear the comment? Did you hear what the commentators say? Did you hear what they said when during one of those plays? It was a
Oh yeah, he popped that pop or whatever, that loud one. I remember that. But I don't remember what they said.
What they said is like Anthony Richardson obviously pulled the ball. It was an RPO. They pulled the ball out of the running back's belly when he saw him coming out and hit the running back. And it's just like, what they said is like, yeah, he didn't hit the quarterback, but it'll make him think the next time, right? It forces them. If you're able to cover that play that quick and that fast, it makes the quarterback think twice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's going to be a beast, and especially like people aren't. So this Chiefs game coming up. Who's the Chiefs right tackle? Matt, are you there? Who's the Chiefs right tackle? Matt's dying again. So the right tackle for the Chiefs is Jawan Taylor. Somebody that Jonathan Allen has been going up against since his days in Kentucky. And I'm talking about like, practicing for the Jags when Jawan Taylor was on the Jags. This man knows Jawan Taylor in and out, whatever. And Jawan Taylor is going to be the one guarding Minshew from that havoc that Josh Allen has caused and will continue to cause or whatever. So, yeah, man, I think that's an underrated storyline of this game. We're at the 50-minute mark.
We are. Well, it just stinks because we had so much Colts loving going on early on with Josh. But so any other thoughts? Any hot takes about the game for you?
Let's see. Jags 30, Chiefs 17.
Oh, I mean this past week, this Colts. Any more about the Colts?
I don't know. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yep.
Who would you say was the MVP of the game? For the Jags.
I would say, man, that's a toss-up, dude. That's Jamal Agnew. I'll give it to him because I would have gave him the game ball. There's just and like stats the stat lines would say like something entirely different. But yeah, man, that punt return was something special, and I feel like if that didn't happen, then that fourth quarter probably goes a little differently. I still think we win the game, but yeah, that he put the fire back in the team, and that's special to see.
Anthony from YouTube says, I hope that they put Trayvon on Taylor because with the way Taylor gets off the snap, he's better prepared for speed finesse moves, not power.
Yeah, that's a good.
I agree.
Yep.
If I had to give an MVP for this last game, I would give it to Ridley. It was incredible to see that connection between Trevor Lawrence and Ridley, just like that. They talked about in training camp how Ridley was showing out, but he put it on the field and he showed out on the field. And the guy hasn't played in almost 2 years. So, props. My MVP would go to him, but it's a win, so everyone gets an MVP. Hooray! Except
shout out to Randy Fox, man.
Ridley.
Yeah, that's the homie.
Theo says me too, and then Theo says co-MVP Allen with 3 sacks, baby. He said, "Hey, this is a contract year, right?" That guy's on track for what? Almost 50 sacks. Let's go. And hey, that their offensive line isn't any scrub, right? I mean, they're year in year out. They have a very solid offensive line there at the Colts. So
yeah, he's on. Josh Allen is on track for 51 sacks this season so far.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And we're gonna count every single one that's quiet. 51 quiet sacks. Whoa. I'll take it. That's so funny. You need to make a meme out of that.
Yeah, for sure. I thought about it. I thought about it as soon as you said
You're creative enough. You could do it. All right, Cody. So looking ahead to next week, thoughts on the upcoming week? How do you think we're gonna do? And what's the score? What's the final score?
Yeah, I said 30-17 Jags.
You really meant it? I thought you meant by 50.
I usually say that, man, but it's the Chiefs. Let's just say that. It's the clear number 1 quarterback in the NFL versus the clear number 2 quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion. So those are going to be the hard-fought battles. I feel like Trevor Lawrence is on his way to become, if Patrick Mahomes is Tom Brady, then Trevor Lawrence is Eli Manning.
What if they come out like this past week and they go to the run and, this past week they ended up having some pretty good running stats. And I think in the second half they figured it out with the run. But in the first half, I think they kept on hitting, trying the run. And it just wasn't working out for them. And remember last year we talked about how the Jags were so interesting because they set up the run with the pass. But it seemed like Sunday they tried to set up the pass with the run, which almost kind of go away from the identity that they've built. What do you think they should abandon it? What do you think they should be doing?
The run game for me or whatever is like you're throwing shit at a wall until it sticks. Whatever. Eventually you're gonna break off a big one. But you're just trying to keep the game at a pace. You're trying to ride it out, whatever. Like this is, or you get a good lead or whatever, and then you just eat up game clock as much as you can, and then eventually you come out with the dub. But nah, dude, we have so many offensive weapons or whatever, and especially like people like Zay Jones, people like Calvin Ridley, people like Christian Kirk, and Evan Ingram and stuff like that. It's like and we have a quarterback that could fit passes into tight windows. Air that bitch out.
Yeah. I think they were in Mahomes' birthday. I guess it's his birthday on Sunday. I think we shouldn't abandon the run, but I think this is a game that when the schedule came out, this is one of the games on the schedule that everyone had circled. So do you abandon the run if it doesn't work? Heck yeah, man. This isn't just any normal game. This isn't just a game against our divisional rival. This isn't a game against some other guy, some other team that we're playing because, it's our turn to play them. I think I think you go out there and you air it out like you said. You do what you're best at. That's put the ball in Trevor Lawrence's hand and air it out. Put it in Calvin Ridley. Put it on Evan Ingram. Give it to Travis Etienne, whether it's handing him off or throwing it. But don't keep trying to run the ball for the sake of running the ball because it's what you should do. Because you set up the pass with the run. No, this is a game. This is one of those outlier games where you do what you got to do to win. If that means abandoning the run, do it. We've got the talent to where we can overcome that. And Gabrielle from Facebook says, I feel like they didn't want to expose the playbook to the Chiefs' thoughts. I was telling people the exact same thing. I know people probably think I'm crazy for it, especially at the professional level. But I honestly think that they looked ahead, they saw what the Colts team is made up of, and thought, you know what, listen, if we hold back some of what we can do against the Colts and come out with a win, we'll have a lot more to show the Chiefs that they haven't seen yet. So.
No, I think the only reason that it looked like that is because Press Taylor was calling the plays, and I think eventually that maybe Doug Peterson picked up the playbook again. I don't think any team really hides their playbook like that or whatever, unless you're like Alabama and you're playing some cupcake team like prior to playing Texas, who they lost to. Anyway, so yeah, I don't, especially at a professional level, I think you go in there with a game plan and you play your entire playbook. They're going to have a different game plan for the Chiefs, so it's going to look different, but that doesn't mean they hit anything. That just means that they tried to attack weak spots in the Colts that may not be there for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm a little both ways. Like I said, it's a professional level, so you game plan for each team each week. But I think this is a game that the coach circled on the calendar and said we're gonna put our best shot at them, and I think maybe we should do a couple plays that we can show them that they haven't seen yet. So I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both. It's fun to think, at least, right?
Yeah.
So I think this game, I think we go in and got to get to Mahomes. I think we go in and we pin our ears back, like he said, get to Mahomes. Or I could see them also being like, listen, their wide receivers aren't very good, so let's make the wide receivers win, right? So stack the box, keep the running backs out of the game, and tell our coverage to stay tight to their wide receivers, and maybe that'll be the play. I don't know, but I think we walk away with a win, and I think it's going to be convincing. When I say convincing, I think it'll be 2 scores, at least 10 points. And I think that'll force the Chiefs. I still think the Chiefs will do well, but they're going to be forced to rethink, holy crap, what are we doing? Do they go try to trade for a wide receiver? Do they go try to pick somebody up off the streets? I don't know. But I think we walk away with a 10-point win, and I think it's going to be shootout. So maybe like 42-30, something like that. Gabrielle says, or they just played steady and waited for the rookie to make a mistake. 34-20, says Theo. So I think that's it for today's show. Cody, any last thoughts?
No, man, I'm good. I mean, if you're showing up to the bank, whatever, man, be loud. Just as loud as you were for that playoff game. And I'm gonna be watching it from home probably. So, but yeah, man, it's our home field advantage when we had it. It has been solid, and that plays a factor. So,
say it loud and say it proud. My only thoughts are it's going to be great when we talk to you guys next week and we're 2-0. Yeah. The rest of our division is still 0-2, unless one of them plays each other. I don't know, but
Stephen A. Smith is going to be on ESPN like Trevor Lawrence is probably number 2 right now. He's saying the same things that I've been saying like all off season.
This will be a good game. I think we're in for a good game. I think Jaguars fans are going to walk away super excited with another victory over the defending Super Bowl champions, and we'll take that en route to our own Super Bowl championship. So, but I appreciate everybody swinging by. We really do appreciate all the viewers, all the times you guys spent with us today, all the comments. It means a lot to us. You could be anywhere, but you, for some reason, are here. And for those that are listening after the show, the recordings, this does go up on all the places you go to listen to podcasts: Apple, Google, Spotify. We might even be on Tidal. I don't know. You can go to YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
But we are the Jaguars Fan Battle.
Yeah, YouTube Jags Fan Battle. YouTube, / Jags Fan Battle, or you can just go to YouTube, type in the search bar Jags Fan Battle. I want you to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for this video, whatever, so you can get notified when we do go live, which is usually Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
Yep. We are the Jaguars Fan Battle Network. We are part of the Fan Battle Sports Network there. On the ticker below, fanbattlesports.com. There you can find content from us as well as from the second, third, and fourth place teams within the division. If you feel like you need some toilet paper or something to wipe your butt with, those teams have some paper that they can provide for you. But again, we appreciate you guys swinging by. And like Cody said, please go to our YouTube. We're really trying to grow it. Cody is really awesome on the social media. He's super creative and has some really fun stuff coming out, especially on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter as well if you want a good laugh. And but anyways, guys, it was a very, very long outro. But this is week 1, and we got a dub. We deserve it.
Yeah, victory Tuesday.
Victory Tuesday. Go Jags. See you next time.